What to do when your parents don't want you to go vegan. This is mostly for people under 18 because if you're already 18, bro, you're a man, do what you need to do. But we'll get more into that in a little bit. First of all, you gotta know where your parents are coming from. They are old. They have survived. Whatever they have been doing up to this point has worked. That's evolution at its core. Anything that deviates from what they were doing could potentially be disastrous and kill you. At least that's what they think in their head and that's what they feel in their hearts. So yes, your parents are gonna dismiss this lifestyle. They truly do care about you and want what's best for you. And since they have zero information on the topic, there is no way for them to know that this is gonna work. There is no way for them to know that this is gonna be healthy. And there's no way for them to protect you. So the first step is to realize what your parents are going through. Empathize with them. Feel what they feel. And just know that they're looking out for you. The next thing you want to do is educate yourself. And I know that sounds a little obvious, but once you do make the switch, once you do decide this is what I want to do, you need to know what you're going to eat. You need to know what your day-to-day plan is going to be. Because the last thing you want is to go hungry and then revert back to your old ways. And that's one of the hardest things about the transition. You'll say, I don't know what to eat, so I guess I'll just go hungry. And again, that's the last thing you want. Because at that point, it just becomes, I told you so, this diet sucks. And again, that's totally not the case. And again, this part is especially important if you don't have a job and your parents are the one that are making all your meals. Because they don't know what to feed you, so you need to tell them what to make you. You are their guru, you are their information source, and you will guide them so they can help to make this the smoothest transition possible. But this is also one of the trickiest parts. They will ignore you. Even after you told them you want to go vegan, and even after you've told them what you're going to be eating on a day-to-day basis, they will still feed you non-vegan foods. They will still try to work it into your diet. Because again, to them, you are not getting the right nutrients. To them, without these animal products, you are going to become sick. So in their head, it's like, yeah, this is a cool phase and all, but you're still going to eat a little bit of this, right? Wrong. This is where you have to stand your ground. This is where you're going to have to force them to throw away food so they can stop making it in the first place. My first week of serious veganism, my parents threw away so much food and they were just like, bro, I'm not gonna keep wasting this money, you're gonna eat this or what? And I'm like, no, I'm not eating any of this. So eventually they just had to make less. There was no way they were gonna keep making all this food to just throw it away or maybe even give it to the dog. Point is, if you refuse the food, eventually it will disappear. If you keep eating it, when they give it to you, they're gonna keep making it. Supply and demand. Supply and demand. Be a man and take a stand. Be a woman and take a stand. And this is where we may get a divide in the audience. Because I acknowledge the fact that there are some strict ass parents and some mean ass parents that won't ever tolerate this type of behavior or this type of lifestyle. And they may get overtly aggressive and may resort to physical violence. For those of you in that situation, I'd say that your heart is in the right place and you'll get there eventually, at your own time, at your own pace. But we as a vegan community would rather you be safe and healthy, or as healthy as possible, on a non-vegan diet, so that you can eventually make it safe, happy, and sound to the vegan diet in the future, rather than stress yourself out now, put yourself in danger at home, and then become sick trying to become vegan, and then it's just, no dude, just stay healthy, keep yourself as stress-free as possible, because stress is the #1 killer, not heart disease. And if it's something you really care about, maybe consider trying getting a job in the future so you can buy and make your own food. But if school is really important to you and that's something you can't do, don't stress yourself out too much. Again, your heart is in the right place, you'll make it eventually. Those who are not in those extreme situations, just remember that your parents aren't going to let you starve. And I guess this would be a good segue to talk about the people who are 18 and up who are saying their parents won't let them go vegan. You are an adult. Your parents had a lot of control of you before you turned 18. There was a lot of things that you maybe could argue, but in reality, you could not argue. You still had to listen to them, you were still under their roof, and you played by their rules. Now, legally, they cannot force food down your throat. You have no excuses. Again, unless you're in one of those extreme scenarios, but we're talking to the people who aren't, okay? If this is something you really care about, go out and get a job. Go buy your own food. Make your own meals. If you don't have a job, still make your own meals. It's definitely hard at first. Cooking is hard at first. Everything in the world is hard at first. But if you care about something, you try. You at least try. My first vegan meals tasted like shit. I think it was like just lentils and a bunch of random vegetables, and I had no idea seasonings existed. So it was just this bland, goopy mess. but it was mine. It was my creation. It was my vegan meal for the week. And to me, it's worth it to suffer through a couple shitty meals rather than reverting back to non-veganism. So to recap, step 1, look in your parents' eyes and feel what they are feeling. Understand that this is new to them and they are afraid for your life. Step 2, educate yourself. Find out what you can eat, when you can eat it, if you can get it, if you can make it, if it's available in your country. Find out what you're going to put in your mouth every single day, write it down, and eat it. And make sure you are packing in those calories. This is the time to be stuffing your face. Unless it's vegan junk food, then I wouldn't recommend stuffing your face. And step 3, be a man and take a stand. Be a woman and take a stand. Your parents aren't gonna let you starve, so stop eating their food. They will make you something else. Extreme cases, you're in the right place, give it some time. And don't stress yourself out.